Okay, so in this, I'm gonna just show you like what I do to like when I edit my photos and like all that I use. So I'm gonna just use a simple picture like this, so like you'll have like a better understanding. So what I pretty much do is I will make multiple layers like so. Probably for this one, I'll probably make about well, it's not really much that I would have to do, but I would probably just make like maybe probably 25. I'll make 25, and not to go further, then I'll just do further. So pretty much what I start off with when I do is I will outline what I like to do is I like to outline like the outside and whatnot. So then I'll just change for the oh yeah, one thing. For the pen tool that you can use, well it's not really it's this brush tool, which is right here. And for the brushes, I use the soft round pressure. And to get these type of brushes, as you see over here, all you really have to do is just go to brush. You just have to go to not brushes, but it's yes, it should be under brushes, and then it shows the brush tools, and then you can just drag it over to over in this area, and then it'll automatically just show up your brush settings, um, what type of the texture of the brush that you want over here. So there's different brush textures that you can have. Okay, so pretty much what I do is I'll use the black um, paintbrush tool, and what I'll do is I will outline. Well, hold on. Actually, let me not do the head yet. I will just outline the outside, and then I just blur it in so it has like has like a touch-up effect to it. But pretty much whenever you like want to do a new layer, whenever you want to trace over something, you always need to make a new layer because I'll show you what happened if you do it. If you don't do it, this will happen. So say I have this one, and then I ended up I forget the layering as such, and then when I want to what's it called? When I want to edit or soft light it, the picture will be messed up because I did it off of the original instead of doing it off the transparent and add on to it. And so, in order to for a transparent layer, all you just press is the central key plus your shift and then in, and then you can just keep on doing that and just to see how much layers you would really need. For this one, I will probably say about 20. I'll put about 20 just in case, but I don't think it would really need much because it's just like the part of my shirt and my face. So to me, it really wouldn't be needed, but I just put 20 just in case. So as you can see, I am outlining the the jacket, and then once I outline the jacket, then I will do the neck, and then outline the head as well. But I pretty much do the outlining first because it's a lot much easier if you do it first, so you'll have that out the way. And if you do it like probably beforehand, if you do it like later, it most likely won't look, you know, as it should be. But some I have done it where I outlined it later, and some I have not. So pretty much it all just depends on preference. But I like to make sure that I just go ahead and get the outline out of the way because really that's really the longest part. Because if I'm doing a full scale, then it's a lot more different. It's a lot more different. Right here, I'm just outlining the jacket right here, and then once I do that, all I'm just gonna do is just blur it in. So I got pretty much that, and then I'll show you what I do for like the lighting, how the lighting works, and it's really simple. How the best way to see what areas should be light and what areas should have a dark or a shadow to it. So then I just go to Gaussian blur over here, and then I'm gonna set it probably to 4.9. But it's different depending on the picture, and there's also different percentages on like how much you want it blurred, how much you want it to show. So it's pretty much just stuff like that. So next, I'm going to just do the neck, and then I'm going to go over and outline the head. Now the funnest part of doing this is um when I actually add the lighting to the head and add the like the shadow and whatnot to the head. It's really, I think that's like one of my favorite parts, is because you can actually, it gives off like that actual effect, like it really helps it like further develop when you do that. So then I'm just outlining the head, then I'm just gonna do this part, like so. Now I'm not gonna do for this, when I'm outlining the head, I don't do the whole head. All I mainly do is like here and then the hairline, or the line. I don't get the hair, because the hair, what I do is it's much more different, because I'm gonna add some darkening to here and add some lighting to the to like the wave motion. So when you see it, it looks like it's really been touched up. So all I do is pretty much all you really have to do is it's the soft lighting blur, Sometimes you can recolor it with you can use the drop tool, and you can pick up the color of the color, like the darker shade of like my skin, and you can oh, actually that's perfect. Oh, I didn't have to do anything. Okay, so next, what I do after that is I do the nose. And for the nose is really easy. All you just do is outlining the sides, like so. And then outlining this part, and I guess it's what's that word? I guess you would say it's the nose contour, pretty much. And then I just like to do the eyes as well. I just like to go ahead and just outline the eyes, like that. Then, soft light. I like to Gaussian blur. Some people use different blur. It's just really, it just depends on your perspective. Some like the Gaussian blur, some like the regular blur, but it's pretty much just whatever floats your boat. Okay, I'm gonna make this about 6.2. Yes. Alright, 6.1. 6.1. That's legitimate enough. So next, what I'll do is I'm going to do the highlight of the face. So like whenever I see like the lighting part, I will always make that. I'll always use a white, and you'll see why. Why I'm making this, I'm coloring this part where it has the lighted version white. So I'm literally coloring the white part as such. here, over here, over here, over here, over here. Now I'm not going to do this part yet, and I'll explain why. Under here, underneath the lips and the chin area, like such. I'm going to do that. I'm going to add lighting to that. And then, right here, as such. And then, I'm going to switch to my dark. And I'm going to make the shadowy areas, I'm going to make those black. And when I soft light it and I blur it in, you're going to see, wow, okay, so that's the reason why it looks like that. So pretty much I'm doing this, and then I'm just going to get right here, all the way up to this portion, and then I'm going to get underneath, and then all around here, and then I'm just going to make sure this has enough darkened parts on there and here. Then I'm going to add a little bit more lighting, just like right here, just right here, just right here and right here, like such. And then got to make sure it's more darkened, and then that's that. So then what I do is I simply just go to soft light. Then I go to the blur. You go on the blur, and it's going to be the Gaussian blur. So it's the Gaussian blur as such, and then all I do is I just gotta get the right tone. I'm trying to get the one that's just right, not too much, you know, not too little. I would say this one's pretty good. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, this one is good. That one's works. Okay, so next, I love doing this part. This part is my favorite part. When I do the lighting on the nose, I love doing it. So pretty much what I do is I just find like the lighter part of like the center of the nose, and what I'll do is I'll make that, I'll draw like a little circle right here, and then I will draw a line going here or up or from here down, and then once I do that, I go to do the same thing, and then you'll see why. And see how this looks. Let me blur it just a little bit more so it's not too, hold up. I don't want it to be like too visible, but I want to be visible like just like a certain point that I will make it that way. So probably actually that might be a little bit too high on the nose. Yeah, it looks a little bit too high. The nose looks a little bit too high. So I'm just gonna redraw that real fast. It looks a little bit too high. So right here should be better. I was like, it doesn't, it looks too high, so I'm gonna just like, okay, I'm gonna just go ahead and just redo that. Okay, so same thing. Now there's lighting to the nose, like that. So next, what I'm going to do is I am going to retrace over the eyes, and I'm going to blur that in. But in order for me to get the right color of the same set of eyes, what I have to do is I have to go over here to this toolbox menu, and I have to go to the, I think it's the color picker, or it's the point tool. So pretty much what I do is I'll pick the color that I want, which is this red, as such. So then I'll go back up to what layer was I at? So 6. And then what I'll do is I'll have to remake my brush tool smaller because I don't want it to be too big so it overlaps anything. So I'll have to zoom in. So I'll put this at 200 as such. And then wherever I see this red part, I'm going to just trace around it as such, like that. So I'm going to do this for both eyes. And I'm just going to get this red part right here. And as right here. Then I'm going to switch to my white. I'm going to get this part. And then I'm going to switch to my black and then get the darker parts. Now I'm not gonna need the red tool anymore because I only needed it for the red portion of the eyes. So I'm just gonna get this part right here, and then I'm gonna switch to. I'm gonna make sure I have that covered. So that's that, and then I'm gonna switch to my black tool, like such, and then darken the black parts that I need to darken. So we get the black outline of here, and I'm gonna get the outline of here, like that. So for this part, since this is a darkened area as such, I can go ahead and add some darkness to that. So all these dark spots right here in the shadowy area, I'll add some darkness to that, and the rest I will use my white tool as such, and I'll go like that. So I'll do this for both eyes, so that way that both will have the same effect. Which you will want to have, where you have both eyes will have the same effect. So it's pretty much like that. So then, all you simply do is, same thing, soft light, and then I'm just going to blur it in. But I'm going to decrease the blur so it looks like there's lighting, that they've been lighting. So probably 2 point, yeah, this is actually a good, 2.5. So next, I'm going to do the eyebrows. So I'm going to pretty much, what I do for the eyebrows is I just trace the outside and color the inside. Some do it, some don't. It just all depends on your preference. So yeah, right here, I'm going to color that in as such. Then I'm going to do the other side. The other eyebrow. I kind of messed up on the archer right there, but that's fine. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. So then I'm going to get this one as such, and here we go. So then I just soft light it, and probably, I don't know if I want to make them, I don't want to make them like really thick, so probably about, if I were to zoom out so I can get a better angle of this. Oh. So yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. kind of like the brushy brow effect more. So next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the lips. Now this one should probably only take me most likely, probably maybe 30 minutes at most. Because this one isn't a long edit. Excuse my voice right there. But yeah, this one isn't a long edit at all. That looks... I messed up on that part. Alright, there we go. Now, the thing I love about when I do the lips is adding the white shine to this area. I love adding that. Because I don't know, it just gives off this effect that really just appeals to my eye. Because that's probably the one thing like I'll really see in like a picture is like when I see the lips. So like to me, the lips is like it's like, a big facial feature that really, really brings it out. So like all of this, like it really makes everything just like pop more, and it looks a lot better. So see how it looks like this is the basic version right here, and then with this, it looks a lot more better, and it's amazing. So I'm just gonna darken this part. Now the thing is, you're probably thinking, how would you know which part is to darken and which part is to lighten? Well, it's all pretty much is just what would you pretty much think would be a light area and what would you think would be a dark area. So like for here, or in this part, this area is lighter right here than this part right here. So I would know that I would have to lighten it right here and darken it right here, same as there. These parts are lighter, this part is darker. So when I do it, one part is going to be lighter and one part is going to be darker than the other, so it has that same effect. So then I'm just going to do the lips as such, and I'm going to do the same thing. I might have to redo that part of the lip. Maybe. I might have to redo it because it's a little part sticking out, but I'm going to see how it would look. I think that's going to bother me. I don't know. That part might bother me. Just for the simple fact that it's on the outside of the lip. It might bother me. Let me see if I can erase it. If I can erase it, then... I don't want to make it transparent. Oh. Okay, so I can't do that. So what I'll just do is I'll just re-color that over, because that one spot in the corners, it's just gonna bother me. You could say in a sense I'm a perfectionist, but that part really bothered me. So I'm just gonna do that again because I don't like that. Okay. So then I'm just gonna redraw this over. Yeah, that part was gonna bother me completely. So here we go. As such, make sure I do the lips. Actually, hold on. I want to make sure I get this little part. There we go. That's better. Okay. Hmm. Nah, it doesn't look visible enough. So I'm gonna just make it just a little bit more down. That's better. Yeah. 4 point. Maybe. Yeah, that's good. That's great. That's great. Okay. So next, I am going to do the hair. So all the white parts that I see, I'm going to just whiten over it. Now there are brushes you can use for different brushes. You can use for the hair, but for this one, I'm just going to use this one. It works. It works. So I don't mind it. Alright, so here we go. I'm just going to do this. Part right here, right here, right here, all the lighting parts. And the rest, the darkening parts, I'm just going to darken those as such. So I pretty much got all the lighting parts. So I'm just going to move the brush size up, probably to 15. Yeah, 15 is good. So all the lighting, all the darker parts I'm getting right now. And if I see any lighter parts, I will lighten those, and the darker, I will do the same thing. So that's pretty much like that. Okay, so I'm just making sure I get the darkened parts, the lighting parts, you know, trying to just make sure I don't really miss anything that's important. Okay, there we go. Oops. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, next I'm gonna just do the ears. Okay, make sure I get this part, and I'll do the other ear. And then next I'm gonna do the earrings, and then the jacket. And I'm gonna do the parts of the neck tattoo that's visible, and then that should be it for this one. Just something short and simple. Short and simple at its best. And I'm just gonna do the darker part and the lighting part of the earring. Let me zoom in for this one. Probably got 250. Yeah, 250 is good. 250 is good. There we go. Then we'll do the same for the other ear. It may seem hard at first, but as time progresses, it's really starts to become easy, and some can be time consuming. I'm not gonna lie, but for me, it's just why people ask me. I don't charge them. To be honest, I might start, but for me, it's just for fun. Like I just do it for fun. Okay, let me zoom out. As such, maybe 100 will be fine. And then I'm just gonna get the earrings, and the neck, and then the jacket. Alright, just getting all these parts of the tattoo that are visible that you can see, and then I'm just gonna the rest. I'm just gonna add lighting to it, a little bit of white. Just a little bit. There we go. And then all that's left is to do is the jacket. So I can make this one bigger, because it'll cover a lot more ground. As such, lighting, 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 lighting right here, lighting right here, lighting everywhere. Lighting right here, lighting right here, lighting right here. Lighting right here, lighting right there, lighting right here. Actually, hold on. I got all the lighting spots. Then I'm going to do the darkened areas. So I'm going to do the darkened parts under the jacket as such. I'm going to then do this darkened part right here, right here, a little bit right here, right here, right here, right here. Make sure I get right here. The outline of here. Right here as such. Right there. Okay, right here should be good. Oh, can't forget that. So then, I get right here, soft light it. That's probably about right. And then, hmm, I want to blur it out one more time, but yeah, let me see. Okay, yeah, that's good. And this is the finished pic. So pretty much, that's how I pretty much did it. How I pretty much do my photos. There's different ways, that you can do them. But yeah, this is pretty much what I do. And yeah, I hope you liked it. And you just want any more tips, just let me know. Peace.